Well, hi, friends. Welcome to A Village. I'm Marianne Goldweber, owner and spiritual teacher, medium clairvoyant, coming you live tonight for my weekly video podcast called Marianne's House. And we're in Marianne's house. So thanks for joining me. We got some cool jazz playing in the background. And I'm just going to take a second to wait for everyone to pop on. So thanks for joining me. Looking forward to a fun evening of inspiration. That's why we do this. Well, hi, Sarah. How you doing? Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Can't see my black eye too badly. You should see the other guy. Just kidding. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about manifesting. It's not what you think. And hopefully you'll be inspired to take some time to do that, to inspire you to do new things and to manifest new stuff in our life. Hi, Deb and Ralph. I had a car accident 2 weeks, well, it'll be 2 weeks this Thursday. My car was totaled. Yeah, it wasn't my fault. And, yeah, I had a huge black eye. That's why I wasn't on video last week. Yeah. I'll call you and tell you about it. Anyway, so good to see all of you. My goodness. Yeah, I'm very lucky. So yeah, I've had a lot going on that end, but yeah, I'm here to be with you guys tonight. I missed you. I saw you, but you didn't see me. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to talk about manifesting. You know, life throws enough at you without, life throws things at you. This is why you got to simplify life, people. Peace is wonderful. Once you have peace in your life, very little can actually come along and disrupt you. You know, so the more peace you have, the more focused you are, you know, the more you can navigate stuff when life just hands you things. Trust me, I've had life hand me all kinds of things. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, I'm okay. As okay as I can be. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we've got news, we've got all kinds of fun things to talk about, so get your pen and paper and your cuppa. So my cuppa tonight is tea. I got a plain old cup tonight. Yeah, on this wintry evening. So thanks for joining me. I'm ready for spring too, Sarah, no lie. Yeah. So it's so funny. I got a rental vehicle, and it's a minivan. I swore I would never drive another one of those. I haven't really driven much, so anyway, it's hard to drive. So anyway, we're live tonight, and we're going to talk about manifesting. And so if you want to get your pen and paper, and I told anybody who wants to talk to me to text me their name and number, and I would be happy to call them on the phone, and we could do a live talk about, you know, what's blocking the road to manifesting for you. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. So a little news. I just want to update you on the news. So we have public channeling events every weekend. There's still room for this Friday. Well, I think we've got like 5 signups for this Friday. And our limit, guys, is 12 in a group, because I like to keep it intimate, because it's so informative and it's so fun. And yeah, so we keep it to a small group, private on those public events. So yeah, and it's nice to meet new people, and it's nice to hear, you know, all the messages. You hear all the messages when you're in that group. And some of them are just crazy. I mean, people's relatives are so funny. Like, they got stuff to say about you. And, oh, my God, sometimes they even talk to people who aren't even theirs, which is hilarious. And so, yeah, so public channeling, I channel for the whole room simultaneously. So we get to hear all the messages. And it's just such a wonderful evening. And it's so inspirational. You learn a lot about living, about dying, about how to navigate grief, and, what your people on the other side, now that they've taken the trip, have to say. And that's fun. So every Tuesday, I also have classes. And so I don't know if I can do a screen share here, but if you go to my website, which is mariannegoldweber.com/events, you get to see all the events. You get to see all the events that I have going on. Tuesdays is classes. And this Thursday, I have a craft class. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating our spiritual manual. So the $20 price tag includes the binder, a 3-ring binder, and all the craft stuff. And so you can bedazzle and embellish your personal spiritual journal any way you like. And so, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And so join us. It'll be at 7 o'clock tomorrow night if you'd like to come. We'll be rotating these monthly again, so we'll do it again. But if you can join us, that would be great. And come see our cool space. Come meet some new people. So that's that. So let's talk about manifesting. It's so funny. So often, a lot of these kind of metaphysical terms people use have lost some meaning or had developed some other meanings that aren't necessarily accurate. So manifesting is about making things happen or making things appear. And so we like to think that we're the ones that are manifesting that stuff. But what's actually happening is the universe is behind the scenes listening to what you think and what you say and how you act. And, we can want things. And again, sometimes the block in the road is that we haven't stopped long enough to look back at what we've already had. And so we're in this time of winter. The full moon is coming in 4 days from now, guys. So that's a wonderful time to bring something into the physical world that we want to focus on manifesting. So manifesting is about making things appear, okay? Now, every thought, every word, every action is constantly manifesting. So why don't you guys just stop and look around you and ask yourself, and I'm not just talking about physical stuff, guys. I'm talking about relationships, love, friendships, things that we want to see happen in not only our life but in the world. And look around yourself and ask yourself, I've manifested all of this. Wherever you are today, good, bad, or otherwise, okay, we manifested that. We manifest things sometimes for the lessons contained in it, and sometimes we manifest things inadvertently. And again, we're going to learn from that. So this is a time of reflection. We're in the winter. In fact, it's in bulk today, so we're midway between winter and spring. Today's the midpoint. And so that's why we want to take the rest of this time to really stop and reflect. Winter is a time of hibernation. It's a time of resting, regrouping, and recharging so that we can come out in the spring and bring all these good ideas and all these things out into our world and our life. And so we're constantly manifesting. And it's so interesting because if you look at, again, thoughts become words, words become actions. And so the universe is reciprocal. It's constantly listening to what you say, what you do, what you think. And we may say one thing and do another. And so that's why there's a block in the road to getting what we want, because, you can't just act as if it's on its way, okay? You have to prepare for it and be worthy for it. And so that's what I want to talk about with us tonight. So if you guys have any questions, post them here, or you can text me your name and phone number, which to my phone number, which is 216-324-2657. And that way you guys can take a look at that. And I'll answer any questions you have about manifesting. I like this to be interactive. This is really hard when it's one-sided with me just talking to you. So you're welcome to give me a call if you want to talk live on air about your questions about manifesting. So let's see who's here tonight. Oh my goodness. It's so grateful to have all of you guys here. Thank you so much. You know, I started doing this podcast during COVID to not only keep myself amused, but to keep us connected. And now we have this beautiful space, guys, and we need for you to come out and hang out. We got parties, events, have your own private event, meet new people, come to a craft class, come to Serenity Sunday, which is every other Sunday. There's Facebook groups for these things too. So if you go to Serenity of Village, Serenity Sunday, join the group. And that way you'll see all the cool stuff that we do. And yeah, it's always really wonderful to just rest and regroup with new people. All right, so we've got, who do we have? We got Sarah. We got Ralph and Deb. And our friend Claire. Claire is not in our studio audience in person tonight. Hi, Diane. Oh, I miss you, friend. I miss all you guys. You guys got to come out. Hey, Mary. It was good to see you Sunday. Hi, Karen. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. You got to come out. So again, let's talk about that. You know, we're always like, oh, yeah, you know, I want to do that. You know, but we keep putting stuff off. And so sometimes the universe is giving you these opportunities or these good ideas, and you're just going, no, I'm not going to do that today. Well, that's the challenge, is that, you know, if we want to manifest new things, we have to be willing to look at things differently or do things differently. So quite often, people are in denial. Okay, now denial is a very fascinating thing that your brain does to protect you from pain. Now, and I know, guys, some of the stuff's painful, but we have to go back and look at it. You know, when we reflect, which is, you know, if you think of the word reflect, it's about looking behind you like through a mirror, okay? So you're not seeing it as clearly as you did when you had the experience. So when we reflect on things, it's about seeing it from another perspective. So when we go back into our life and we look at the things that we've created in our ignorance and in our wisdom, okay, and what did we learn from that? And how could we do that better next time? Okay? So when you stop and you look around yourself and you say, how did I manifest all this? You know, what was I thinking? Or how could I have been clearer or more clear about what I really want in my life? And we kind of just allow the universe to, you know, give us what it wants. But you're actually manifesting that. So even in our fear or in our insecurity, or in our ignorance, we're manifesting everything that's in our life. Now, how do we unmanifest stuff? And how do we pick better, choose better? Well, we have to stop and look at what we learned from that. And so let's say you want a new job, okay? And you're complaining and bitching about your job, okay? Well, let's stop, okay? Because you wanted this job when you got it, okay? You were hoping you get a gig, and here you got one. Now, our job is not our life, okay? That is where we go to use our talents to make money for a company who's going to make a profit, okay? And again, we haven't always been super selective about where we worked. I've seen people put on Facebook, I need a job. Okay, well, that could be anything. I mean, that could be, you know, a bartender, it could be a mechanic, it could be, you know, so the universe is like, she wants a job, okay, great, but what do you want? You know, what is your skill set? And so quite often we haven't really stopped to look back at, what do I know? Where have I worked? What did I learn from that? And how can I manifest a better gig going forward? And again, it's about stepping through sometimes our fear or having to learn something new, or to accept that maybe we didn't do it so great last time. And or even not just manifesting a new job, but how about getting reinvested in the one you already have? Or looking for another opportunity within that place, wherever you're working. So manifesting is about, we have to look back first to see where we've been. And again, who are we and what do we know? It's a wonderful confirmation to look back and go, wow, I can't believe I did all that. You know, so when you make a list of those things about where you've worked, now we call this a resume, okay? So this is not a resume that we're going to mail to anybody. But it was really interesting because I had Jared one time who was not wanting to step into a leadership position. in music. And I had him write down everywhere he's ever played, everyone he's ever played with, where he's played. And by the time he got done with that list, and I even had to remind him of some stuff, that he had like 8 pages of stuff. And I said, well, if you were going to hire the leader of a band or, a project, why, what makes you different from the other people that are applying? He goes, well, I have experience. I go, exactly. And he didn't even remember how much he had done because his life was so busy at the time. I mean, it was just gig after gig after gig, experience after experience, places. We were all over the place. And very rarely do we really sit down and look at where we've been, because he was shocked to see that he had like 8 pages of experiences. And those, that was just at his musical thing. So we're so afraid sometimes to stop and look back, because it can be painful, guys. But we can't, if we don't learn from it, it's going to keep repeating itself. And we're going to keep manifesting the same stuff over and over. And the thing that needs to change is not the situation, it's you. We have to change. We have to be willing to say, yeah, I didn't know any better at the time, but ignorance is curable, and so what did I learn from that? And honestly, what do you really want? You've got to get clear with the universe. So do you guys have anything that you want to manifest that you're wondering why it's not showing up? And let's give you a new perspective on that. So guys, this spiritual perspective runs above this life. So if we saw it from this bird's eye view, and we look down on it, it takes a lot of the human pain out of stuff, because we're just really souls here to create experiences. And in our ignorance, we've created some experiences. And so now that we're awakening, now it's time to really start getting a little more clear about who we are and what we want. And again, less is more. It's not about just manifesting material stuff. If we're hoarding, now you might not call yourself a hoarder, but if you have excessive stuff that you're keeping and you're not using, okay, according to the universe, that's hoarding. Okay, that means I'm gonna hold on to these things because I'm afraid that if I let these things go, that I won't, it's like a baby that isn't swaddled. It's clutter, it's chaos, and it holds energy. And so if we're not honoring those things by using them or taking care of them, then the universe doesn't think you're ready for more. Where are they going to put it? Where would they possibly put it if you're talking about material stuff? Okay. Now we have a cluttered heart. Our closets, if you think about your personal physical closets, or you think you're about your internal closet, or even the clutter spiritually that we've collected, and getting this universe works very simply. It's reciprocal. What you send out comes back. It's allowing you free choice, free will, to make whatever choices you want. Hopefully we're smartening up as we go, and we're starting to understand the game, and we're manifesting more. That's and better. So again, less is more, guys. The more room you have, you're leaving wiggle room for the universe to work within that space, whether that space is external or internal, or even from that higher divine space. We're too connected to this human world. Flying brands and having to buy this, stuff, you're never enough unless you have the right jeans, the right shoes, the right whatever. Okay, that isn't going to cure your insecurity. And so that's the thing that's really blocking you from joy and love and really wonderful relationships with good people. So what's cluttering your space? It could be old bad decisions. It could be people. Maybe we've outgrown some things, and it's time to gently, gratefully let those things go. So what's stopping you guys? Let's talk about it, okay? Yeah, let's see what we got. Claire, Diane, oh, Denise Burris. Yes, hello. It has been a while. Well, just give me a call, 216-324-2657, and we will get you on the calendar. I would love that. Hey, Crystal Girl. Mary says, I love Serenity Sundays, lots of love, laughter, and friends. Yes, we start out as strangers and we end up friends. It's a wonderful thing. And then you find out after we start talking about stuff, our life, our experiences, we share more in common than not. Crystal says, I learned that people are more important than things, cars, and name brands. Yes, guys, I always say that, who your character is defined by who you hang out with. Okay? And so you are known by the company you keep. And if you stay silent and people are doing the wrong thing, or you're just hanging out because you're bored and you just, or you're apathetic and you don't want to rock the boat, okay, you got to find your tribe. And if that's who you're hanging out with, and they do bad things to you, or they talk about you, or they lack integrity or quality, why are you surprised? Okay, so you need to find new people, okay? And you need to build your confidence and look for new folks. Again, I watch people all the time on Facebook. Everybody posts, so-and-so's got my name in her mouth, and why are you hanging out with those people? You are... we hang with who we are, okay? And if that's not who you are, then we need to step up our game and start aligning with better folks. All this drama and chaos, you either invite drama, you are drama, or, you're inviting it, okay? And so drama and chaos is lack of peace, and it's a distraction. People don't get sucked into drama when they've got focus and they've got goals and they got things that they want to get done in this life. I have no time for petty drama. Okay, there is nobody in my life that brings that to my table. There's nobody. Okay, now guys, I have to tell you, I used to create drama because I liked chaos, and it was entertaining for a while. But guess what? We outgrow it, and there comes a point where we don't have time to deal with other people's emotional bullshit. Okay. We got enough of our own to heal and to work through and to, get accountable to. Okay, so, I watch people's Facebook pages and I'm like, you're just manifesting more of that. The universe thinks you like chaos, so they keep sending it. You're inviting it. It's like calling it in. It's like, hey, I don't got a plan, so I'm going to be, blaming other people for shit. Well, they start sending people into your life. And so you got to start cleaning the group. Yeah, drama. You either bring it, allow it, or are creating it. Okay? And you are known by the company you keep. So look around yourself. I have a client who's really spiritual. She's trying really hard to be spiritual. And she's got all these just awful racists on her that are her friends that are posting on her page. And I know that your friends aren't your friends, okay? I know those are just people you know. But again, I'd be shutting that shit down, okay? But people are afraid to set boundaries with people. And she's just like, doesn't say anything. Well, apathy, guys, apathy, which means just letting bad shit happen or not saying anything, is the glove into which evil slips its hand. So I think you're as racist as those people because you won't speak up. You won't do anything about it. And it floored me. I was actually shocked. So yeah, if you've got awful people in your life, then you wonder why you don't have good things happening. Well, maybe it's because of what you allow in your life. So if we want to manifest more, then we gotta choose better. Yeah, don't be afraid. So Mary said, I have a hard time taking the first step to change. I keep procrastinating. Okay, so procrastination. Guys, none of us are disciplined. Okay? None of us were properly disciplined, and so disciplining yourself as a grown adult is hard, especially when you've had, in my case, for instance, I was not properly disciplined. And so, it took effort and kindness, nicely disciplining myself, not cruelly motivating myself by fear or a punishment, okay? And so my procrastination, I made a list, okay? And again, what we resist will persist. So we got to check that list off. So dump your head out, Mary, make a list. And again, sometimes you need people to cheer you on, but get the hardest thing on that list done. Okay, so what do you want to manifest? Let's say it's a job. Okay, do you have a resume? Do you have an outfit? Did you get your hair did? Is this how you want to present yourself to a new corporation? Look them up. What do they stand for? Do your homework. And that way, when you walk in there, you're very confident about who they are and what you want from them and the talents that you bring to the table. That's how we manifest. So procrastination is that when we put it off, the universe doesn't see that we're mature enough to handle anymore. Okay, so we've got to handle our business. And yeah, so procrastinating, putting things off, the devil is in the details. Those details, those unfinished things are bigger blocks in the road than one giant thing. All these teeny little unfinished things, all this disorder, okay, when you start sorting and purging and putting things in order, whether it's internally, externally, or otherwise, making a list and attacking that one thing at a time, pushing yourself through your discomfort, and ask myself, where is this resistance coming from? So that's what I would do, Mary. I would stop and I would say, okay, self, where is this resistance to doing these things coming from? And sometimes it'll pop in your head that it's from an old childhood trauma, okay, where you didn't feel good enough, or you failed, or somebody beat you up for failing. And, so that's when we can dig in with that letter writing and releasing that, because that belongs back there and that isn't who you are now. And so are we ready? Are we ready for more? And so make a list of what you need to do to get ready to, and sometimes procrastination comes from insecurity and not feeling like we're worthy. And so if I can help cheer you on, or any of us here at the village can do that, we'd love to do it. So let's work on that. Okay, so Mary procrastinates, don't we all? There's certain things that are triggers too for me that I just don't want to do. Okay, so Crystal, jobs, titles, and statuses. Okay, again, it depends on what you're looking for from your work. Guys, our work is not our identity. And those titles are nice, but if they're not backed up with a paycheck or benefits or any of those things, or the company you work for lacks integrity, those titles can be meaningless. Yeah, it's meaningless. Like, what's the point of a title if you're not getting paid anymore? Or, my identity is not tied to my work. It used to be. Those titles used to appear really important. And again, if we want to be leaders, okay, in a corporation, again, where are we using our talents, and is this the best place to use those? And that's where we start looking around. You don't have to quit your day job. Look around and see what's out there that, and make that list of what you're good at, what are your talents, what are your skills, what do you have experience in, and then, what about this do you like and what you don't like? And then we got to get a little clearer about that. And again, there's ways to do that, but sometimes we need an individual plan too, guys. So if you want to do coaching, or you want to do a one-on-one session, we can lay all that out, and we can ask the universe, to help you in that moment to determine what it is you want. But if we're still insecure, and we're still, we have to really look at ourselves, and we have to stop and really be willing to look at ourselves and say, how am I being presented? What am I presenting? What is my fear? What am I putting out there? What's the block in the road? And that's the stuff that we do when we sit with it and we sit still and we start working through our experiences and our bag of stuff, because we want to be able to manifest better things for ourselves. Then we got to look at where we've been to do that. All right. April says, hello, everyone. Hello, April. Okay, so Denise says, I find when I declutter material things, it leads me to start decluttering other things. Right. So I go and clear energy in houses and stuff. Okay, so quite often if somebody has an accumulation of stuff or clutter is created, that means that there's chaotic energy there. So one, start with clearing the energy first. So get some sage, smudge your space. Open the windows and say, none of this is mine. This is my house. I love this house. It's a place of peace, love, and abundance, and everything else has to go. And let's wipe the energy off the clutter first. Okay? Once we let go of that energy, then we're able to sort through, stuff. And so sorting things out and creating order instantly releases things, Denise. So you end up, when you clear that energy, it makes you feel confident because you've done it. And it looks beautiful. That's the thing I see right away is visually it's better. And it looks more orderly, and that frees me to look at what's next. What can I do next? And it shows you a new perspective. So yes, absolutely. When you get rid of material things, it leads us to decluttering other things. Absolutely. Make a list, and make sure you finish. Starting a project and finishing it is very important. April says, nice readers, by the way, Marianne. I got to take the plunge and go get some. Swear God, girl, Drug Mart, $9.99, okay? They've got every kind of freaking glasses. I like blink eyes, so see, for me. Yeah. But cheaters are wonderful. I always put them up on my head. That's what I do, when they're not in use. So Claire says, I'm not certain what talents I have. Well, that's interesting, Claire. So when we do that life resume, now this isn't just a resume about where you've worked. Sometimes we have to look back at our life in like these 7-year cycles. Think of it like that. So indigenous people believe that our soul came here to learn. Okay, and it's creating a lot of experiences so that we learn something from it. And so every 7 years, our soul evolves into a rite of passage, or moving into the next phase, a more mature phase of things. Now, quite often, we haven't ever looked back. Now, right before one of these rites of passage, there's always something that's going to be ending and something that's going to be beginning. And so let's look back. So write this down. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. Now 49 is the big one. That's 7 of 7. That's midlife. Okay? They believe all of our karmic lessons have been presented by 49. Then, if we're still doing dumb stuff, this should make you wise, learning from all the things we've experienced. 56, 63, 70. Okay? And then so forth. Now, when you look back to your life, who were the teachers during that rite of passage? What experiences were you having at that time? So if you think at 14, okay, now for me, 14 was a time of, you're going through puberty, you're maybe getting a boyfriend or girlfriend, or, you're feeling more sexualized, and you're meeting new peers, you're seeing them differently, you're creating social situations, you're going to dances or whatever, high school, all of that, okay? That's a rite of passage, okay? Remember how scared you were when you were a freshman in high school? How insecure and dweeby you were? And then as you got a little older, you started getting a little cooler and a little more confident. Or not, okay? Or not. And so when we look back through these rites of passage and we take notes on that, so what did I learn about myself? What did I learn about other people? Maybe there were talents we had as a kid that people wouldn't help us nurture. So, what if you want to be a tap dancer, or you sang, or you were a good artist? We haven't pulled out paintbrushes and that stuff in a long time. So again, we have to kind of go back and reflect and remember during those rites of passage, as we were moving into these new phases of life, what did we learn from that? And taking the lessons and letting the teachers go. Now, this is part of learning how to release stuff. So when we look at defining our relationships class, or our empathic connection, or the boot camp, okay, all of those classes are helping us be able to discern what we've learned from the past that was accurate and inaccurate, and the things that we experienced, good and bad. And then we find peace in that, and we surrender it in gratitude, and that helps you remember where you've been and who you are. You have a lot of talents, Claire, but again, when will we have ever had the time to really pursue those in our life, And so now as adults, we're looking at, I have to tell you, one of my talents, I've got a lot of talents, okay? And I've come to see these things as talents. My ability to be with people, okay? I can relate to almost every single person I meet. There is nobody that I cannot find some common thread with. And for me, that's a talent, okay? I'm also a diplomat. I'm also very diplomatic. So I'm very good at mediating, okay? And I can take people who are in just crazy emotional places, and I can be that calm voice, okay? That's a talent. A talent is something that I've developed over years of doing things and being places. And those things were born of my painful experiences. This is why, okay? So our talents are sometimes forged in these painful experiences. I also don't react in a crisis. Okay, I'm very good in a crisis. Now, I might react about, 2 weeks later and have an emotional reaction. But in the moment, I'm very good at that. I also love solutions. I love finding quick, solutions to problems. I'm a problem solver. So when I look back at those things, and then the talents I have in corporate, the work I did, and I have computer skills, I have all kinds of things. But we really got to stop and think about it. When was the last time you really sat down and looked at it like that, So anyway, you have talents, but we got to discover them. Some of them haven't been nurtured, and so we got to try. One other thing I do, guys, and I don't know if you know this, I sing. I was in a rock band. Okay, and I don't sing like I used to. I wish I did it more. I used to do karaoke. Oh my God, Georgette, if she's on here, we used to go karaoke all the time. Yeah, so much fun. Oh my God. Yeah, I love to sing. So we have, so go online, Denise. Denise said she needs to get some sage. They sell them in these little bundles. Don't buy it like that. I want you to go online to Amazon, and you can buy white sage. Make sure it's white sage, okay? And by the pound. Okay, just get a pound. It's not that expensive. And I crush it, and I put it in a pot. I actually have a Revereware little pot with a handle, and that's what I use to smudge, especially a space, because it gets hot. And once it's hot, you don't want to set that down on a table. You got to set it on the stove, But that way you can crush up as much sage as you want. You're not supposed to ever extinguish sage. So that's why having those bundles, they're very hard to work with. So it's much better if you have loose sage. Or cut that bundle open and put it in a pot, and then, use what you need. But you don't ever want to extinguish sage, and those little bundles are very hard to put out. And you're not supposed to put them out. You're supposed to, if you do have one, you smother it in salt. So you have a little cup of salt, and you put it in there upside down. But you're not supposed to extinguish it because it's still working. Anyway, so Margie says, fear and personal encouragement, never seen it as a child. I wrote 3 letters to mom and dad and 1 to my little girl. That's wonderful. Yeah, Margie, that's it. We've got to clean out this closet, guys. Our experiences were not designed to tear us down. They were designed to make us great. It's just that who in our life would have told us that? We've experienced those traumas, or people overpowered us or told us we weren't good enough, or, we carry that stuff like a big, ugly bag of crap. Okay, and that's someone else's belief. That has nothing to do with us. And I've been oppressed, guys, by people, okay? Systems, people, really, I could tell you some stories, okay? And that's a whole nother convo. But, quite often people have oppressed us because they were afraid of our talents, or that we might leave them, or there's a lot of psychological blah 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 behind all this stuff. But yeah, we didn't learn as a child, but I'm telling you, it's harder you got a bigger onion to peel away when you're older. And that's why we have to prevent this stuff, guys. We have to be our children's example, and help them find their talents, push them out of their comfort zone, show them the world. Don't make them afraid of the world. Don't project your fears on them. I did a video with Jared. It's on YouTube. If you guys look it up, we talked all about this stuff as mom and son, and the life we've had and the things he's seen. So La Deanna says, how to find out our talents. Well, exactly. So let's look back, and like I just explained a few, so maybe that would help you understand that. So April says, oh my God, I smother mine in salt. Didn't even know it was a thing. Yeah, you don't want to extinguish sage if it's still working. So that's why I always burn it loose. It's so much easier to work with. And it's better spiritually. All right, kids, what else we got? Anybody else have anything? So we're not just talking about cleaning out our physical closets, guys, our stuff. If we're not, let's say, for instance, physical clutter is clutter of energy, okay? And so the more clutter we have, or the more things we've got, this is why when you look at Buddhist houses, their house is like Spartan, okay? They have very little stuff. Because again, stuff is just stuff, guys. You can't take it with you, all right? And once you're on the other side, you could care less about material stuff. Okay, so even if it was your prized possession, you frankly could not give a crap once you're on the other side. Okay, I have so many combos with people about that. So clutter creates chaos, and if we are in disorder, the universe doesn't think you're worthy of more if you're not honoring the blessings you already received. And if you're not mindful of the things you own and taking care of them, then they're not going to give you more. And you have to look at intent as well. We're manifesting all the time. You manifested all that stuff, and now we're not taking care of it. So again, if we have clutter, is it your clutter? Is it other people's clutter? Maybe this has to be a conversation with your family or your children. Quite often, if Jared was not honoring his stuff, which didn't very rarely happen, I told him, I said, it's a blessing that we have these things, and we have to take care of our things. And Jared takes such good care of his stuff, like really, even better than I do, okay? Because he really is respectful of where it came from, who gave it to him, or, how our life was tough and we couldn't always buy stuff. And so he's super grateful for all the things that he has. But again, if we're not honoring what we have, the universe will not, we're blocking the flow of the universe. They want to give you stuff. But again, if we're just manifesting stuff for the sake of stuff, then that's not honorable, So we got to watch our intent with what we want. Because are you ready for it? Are you mature enough to handle it? Okay? And again, if you did get it, they'll give it to you. Okay? And you'll piss it away. You'll just piss it away. You won't know how to honor it. And so again, this is a process. And so now our internal closet and our clutter and our insecurity and our fear, we got to look at, where did we learn that? Let's get rid of that. That's cluttering our mind. That's cluttering our heart. It's calling in all the wrong people into your life. You can't manifest new things if your life is cluttered with people who aren't accountable or doing the right thing. And maybe you're the one that's, you're afraid to be alone, so you just keep all these. It's like inviting homeless people to your house because you're lonely. Well, they end up eating all your food and stinking up the joint. So, and again, why are we with these people if they're so awful? Why are you with them? Okay, and that's the question you have to ask here. Why am I with them? Is it fear? What am I afraid of? That I'm going to be alone or I won't have any friends? Well, start going out and doing new things, volunteering, meeting new people, quality folks, And again, we don't interview people long enough before we call them friends, or family or whatever. And that's the defining relationships class. Once you have that, you can't unsee that, people. You can't unsee that. All right. So Claire said, on my birthday, I bought a huge bag of donations to clear, to make room. Wonderful. And what an honorable thing to celebrate your, solar return. Letting go of those things that used to serve us that don't serve us anymore. And there's so many people in need, guys, that would love to have those things, that would honor them. And so again, don't just release it. Thank you. It was wonderful when I had it, and it's time to let it go. Or if you're holding on to other people's crap, tell them to come get their shit. It's not mine. I'm not your storage facility. Come get your stuff And if you don't want it, then, I'm going to honor it by giving it away to someone who will take care of it. You know? So anyway, it's also individualized. That's why this is so one-sided. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or you want to talk about building a plan of manifesting for yourself, how to manifest new things, come to a channeling event, come to get a session with me. Let's get nitty-gritty and get down there, because my job, guys, is not to keep you dependent on me. As a medium or as a spiritual teacher, I'm here to give you the tools of understanding so you could create lives of abundance. That you love yourself, that you honor yourself, all the work you've done to be who you are today. God, that deserves recognition, and that deserves people cheering for you. We can give you hope, but I can't do it for you. And that's what these things are about. It's inspiring you to do it. You can do this. You can do this. And again, we might have limitations, but creating peace, that's not easy. That's not easy, but it's not hard either. And once you have peace, you're more grateful for what you got. So anyway, so that's my talk on manifesting tonight. We're always manifesting. Go back at your Facebook page and look at your shitty comments that you keep putting out there. All this drama. Jesus Christ. Well, you know what? You're calling it in. You're allowing it. Oh my God, it's exhausting. I'm thinking, oh my God, no wonder, you're crying the blues, you want a job, or you're crying the blues that you want, a love in your life. You don't know what love is. You don't even know how to love your damn self. All you're going to keep getting is hot dogs coming down that conveyor belt of life, and you're going to keep eating them because, you don't, you're hungry. Well, when we start filling our own needs and we have a plan, you don't settle. You don't settle for less than you deserve. But if that's what you think you deserve, or, good luck with that, You're just inviting a new teacher in. So, how many of those do you have to have before you realize that's, same thing, same church, different pew, right? But again, we will keep experiencing it until it gets more and more painful, until we realize we're the problem. The universe can't save you from yourself. They can send messengers. They can send you a message. They can, divert your road. They can set up obstacles. And you still are going to climb over that and do it again anyway? Then good luck with that. That's how they look at it. They're very hands off. We're manifesting our own crap here. They're not doing it to you. We're doing it to ourselves. So yeah, this is the part about manifesting. Oh, the secret. Let's manifest more shit. No, that's not how this works. We're always manifesting. So stop. Look at your life. Look around you. You manifested all that. Now, if that's not what you want, then let's get a plan and let's get to work on unmanifesting it and creating room for new and more wonderful, abundant things. Right? All right. Well, thanks for tonight. You guys are amazing. I'm going to blow through here real quick and see what we got. Tell us about the spiritual manual event tomorrow night. Yes, so tomorrow night we're going to be building our spiritual manual. So we're going to actually get the manual. We're going to get a 3-ring binder. I'm going to get those for you. I have all the craft stuff. And we're gonna have a craft party where we're going to make our manual so that you guys can start putting all your notes in there, your manifestations, your all your spiritual shit. And it's like a book of shadows, but it's just for you. And it's going to be a 3-ring binder. And so if you want to join us tomorrow, make one. It's at 7 o'clock. It's on my just go and say you want to take the craft class. And I'm going to work on the website when I hang up with you guys tonight. So anyway, so yeah, we're doing that tomorrow. But every Tuesday night we have classes. And that's on my website under events, mariannegoldweber.com/events. And if you have any questions, you want to schedule a session, call me. 216-324-2657. I love you guys. You're awesome. And yeah, let's do it. Let's create, imagine if enough of us get our shit together, it would change the world. We're so busy caught in our own drama that we're not seeing that we need to be active participants in our society. We need to help each other. We are a brother's keeper. And so again, when you have less trauma in your life, then we can start going out there and helping folks. So that's what we do here. And so hopefully you'll get inspired to do that with us as well. And if you can't get out there and do it with us, you're welcome to donate to the cause. Everything I do goes right back into serving on some level. So you can always go to my donate button or use my Venmo, which is Marianne Gold, and the last four of my phone number are 2657. So if you want to donate to the cause here in the village, we're always doing something here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And if there's anything else you need, don't hesitate to give me a call. Thanks so much. You guys have a wonderful evening. Pray for our world. And peace.